Hello, welcome. It's been a while. We are filming another podcast.
No
And
one's sick this week.
yeah, it took a few
Hey!
weeks, but we're here and we've decided that this week will be a little bit more loosey goosey and whatever we want to talk about, a little less structured than usual. So here we are.
Mhm.
Drew, Orson, our first topic or icebreaker, as we like to do, is a YouTube channel that we never miss. What? Since we have been primarily uploading to YouTube, what is a YouTube channel outside of our own? Hopefully, you watch our videos or some. Which
We're
what,
supposed to?
you know,
This is news to me.
what channel do you guys like to watch that you never miss?
Hmm.
So for me, can I say what it used to be?
Sure.
Yeah, I used to watch Linus Tech Tips. He used to be fun and entertaining, especially when Luke was there as well. I watched him. I started watching LTT like I don't know, 10 plus years ago, long time ago. And I don't know. I've watched it go from like this YouTube channel where it was just like a small team of people, and then it just grew. And as soon as it started growing, it got to a
Mhm.
certain point, and then it just kind of sucked. I don't quite understand why. The fun was gone. It became really corporate feeling, and
So that's weird because I've had a lot of favorite YouTube channels that over time, even if they're doing similar content, I'm like, I'm not interested in this anymore. So is it the channel that's changed or is it that you have changed?
well, I have changed definitely, but the channel has changed a lot. It's
What
no
about
longer it's loosey goosey fun type nonsense.
So
Like
the
they're
structure,
afraid to
consistency.
offend people, it feels like.
Drew's?
Sorry, Drew.
What?
Go
No,
ahead, Drew. The floor is yours.
I was just saying. Well, with what Orston's saying is like the structured consistency gets bland. Where if it's sort of random and exciting, then it's more fun,
Mm,
right?
yeah. What kind of channel would follow that?
No, I was talking about Orson.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that statement. Um when things are allowed to be creative and different, it feels more what is the word? Inviting.
Hmm.
And it's able to get involved.
Progressive.
But what?
Like it progresses to
So
different views.
is it that it feels staged? You think is that kind of what makes it
Um,
feel not as good? Like
well, it's
they're
it's
just
YouTube. It's always been
rehearsed.
kind of staged and well, maybe it's more of
You got to
everything's
beat the
being
algorithm.
rehearsed. It's the stupid algorithm. Sorry.
Yes. The old days of
Oh,
YouTube, there were no like
Uh,
algorithm cheating garbage. And
oh, I
so
see.
people just uploaded like,
ridiculous movies.
yeah, and it was like the best thing ever. But now it's everybody has to, they feel pressured to outperform everybody else.
Is that how the movie industry is? Sort of, you think? Like they make
Um,
stuff that fits like a global audience, so that has to be sort of nerfed to fit all the different cultures, and it becomes bland.
I don't know if we want to,
Possibly.
if you want to go there, we can talk about how Marvel's terrible.
Okay, well let's not go there yet. Let me talk about my let me talk about my
Same
so
old
my
slop.
YouTube channel that I like to watch every week used to be the Outdoor Boys, and I was trying to watch Netflix last night. I couldn't watch anything. I just flipped through it. It's like this is all so
Yeah.
boring. I just can't sit down to watch anything. But the Outdoor Boy channel kind of died out, and his son has a channel that he helps him create and sometimes record with him called Outdoor Tom. And so I've been watching a few of those episodes where his son is like, "Here, I'm going to camp overnight," and then as he's in the middle of nowhere, and then he says, "Oh, by the way, my dad's here," so he doesn't get eaten by a bear or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I've always
yeah,
found I can't relate as much or as easy with Tom.
yeah,
I don't know.
oh
I
yeah.
don't
He's
know
only
what we're
like
talking about.
13 or something. He's pretty young, but
Yeah.
anyway, so that's like the one show that I always have to just like, I gotta watch this. So
Yeah.
that's my new show. when it comes once a week?
Um, I do a daily dose of internet,
Hmm.
Okay,
mostly
yeah.
because I can watch it with whoever happens to be in the room, whether it's like my kids or my wife or whatever, and it's entertaining to everyone. It
It's funny.
Yeah, like I like how he increased the time to like 15 minutes. Before it was like 5 to 5 minutes, and then an 8 minute one was like super long. I don't know, but he's gotten a lot longer, which is nice, I think. But that's kind of like, I don't want to think kind of YouTube channel. The other one that I'm more interested in the content specifically is Adam Savage's Tested, I think.
Tested, yeah,
Oh
that's a
yeah.
good one.
And more
Mhm.
recently, he went to the set of, I don't know if it was recent or not, but he went to the set of The Mandalorian, which I just finished watching the third season for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
That's a good.
and getting ready for the movie to come out, I guess. And it was really interesting because he had all of these. The thing I love most about Adam Savage is when he talks about his like little miniature models that he built
Mhm.
Mhm.
professionally and stuff, and just the ideas and like creativity of using like hoses and random crap to make something that looks really cool. Anyways, so he usually has pretty fun content and very entertaining. So, anyways, so yeah, that was kind of an icebreaker to get things started. And as we move on, I have something I'd like to talk about. This
Oh
morning, my
no.
wife and I were driving home from Costco, full with pizza and hot dogs.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, so she mentioned the country that she's from, the oil prices. We were talking about gas because I shared that our gas prices are not as high as other parts of the country. And so she was saying that in her country, the gas prices were so expensive that a lot of the gas stations ran out of fuel.
Mhm.
But lo and behold, none of the fuel that they get in their country comes from the Middle East. It actually comes from other parts of the country that aren't currently in turmoil. And
Yeah.
so it turns out that the politicians were not allowing oil tankers into the country to artificially inflate the price, so
Oh,
they
so they
could
could
What?
gouge
yeah,
everybody?
so that they
That
could price gouge. And so
sounds like
Oh,
pandemic tactics. That's what that sounds like.
what
yeah,
the
so
heck?
not naming specifics, but the idea came to me like,
Of price
how do you
gouging?
get how do you get a group of people to believe what's right and wrong, right?
Hmm.
So that's the question. So there are a lot of good people in the world and a lot of bad people in the world, and the bad
Or
people
is
think,
there?
well, that's the question, right? So let's say Star Wars, right? You're either Empire or so if you
Bum,
are part
bum,
of the
bum,
Empire,
bum,
you
bum,
think what you're
bum,
doing
bum.
is right by creating order in the universe, but at what cost, right? So I was just kind of thinking, how do you unify people's belief in what's right and wrong?
It's has to do with the greater good. If you can convince a group of people that by any means necessary we need to have this greater good, then people will accept all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, yeah,
Well,
because it's like, at what how much do you sacrifice for the greater good? I think is what it comes down to. How much are people willing to sacrifice?
Well, fear, well, the whole trigger to that, what I said before, is the fear is the tool.
all right, before we go down this
Mm.
topic, do we have any walls that we're not supposed to hit?
I don't want to go political parties. I don't want to go
Okay.
religious parties.
Okay.
Mhm.
But in general, I think most people have just a basic knowledge of what's right and wrong. Like if you
So
punch somebody, that's
you're
wrong.
saying the psychology. We're taking sort of that perspective.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
We focus on the basic, like, I don't know, because it's such a complicated situation, because one person's beliefs, where do they come from?
Usually religion.
Religious, political, or
Mhm.
life experiences.
Well, I mean, politics at this point is basically just a new religion.
So
It's a new religion, but is the people that join a party, is their religion impacting which side they...
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. Okay,
all
interesting.
right, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is it rude to stare at somebody?
No. Well,
Oh,
I don't.
These are
That's
good
tricky. I don't think
questions
so.
because this brings in a lot of context of like what you're talking about altogether is perspectives can mean
right.
different
See,
things.
I was raised that it's rude to stare at people. So I try, like when I'm in public, I don't, like if something's going on, it's uncomfortable for me to like stare at them.
So do you
But-
mean like there's two different types though? There's a attractive person or there's a disabled person.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
You know what I
how are
mean?
you? How are they supposed to know you're interested? Just-
Like, well, like if you see someone stumbling to get in their wheelchair, you know, is it rude to like walk past them and go like this and just avoid, you know?
uh,
or
what
just
I'm
as
saying?
rude to stare at them as you're walking by.
well,
Yeah,
that's
it's like
interesting.
exactly, yeah. So you just have it's like this weird conundrum, right?
So what's right and what's wrong?
Oh, I feel like a lot of this is it's triggered is the wrong word, but a lot of everybody's associations with these kind of things happen to be with what they grew up with, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So Phil was just saying, you know, he grew up and he was told not to stare at people. One thing that I was told is when you're calling somebody, you let it ring 3 times, and if they don't pick up, you just hang up the phone. They'll get back to you whenever. I only, for the longest time, I thought the phone only rang 3 times. And then I got older and I realized it rings a lot longer. But
I've
it's
gotten
all
to the
these
point
things.
where if it rings at all, it's rude, and they should have texted me.
I need to start. I need to adopt that. Oh, so okay, you guys are using the word rude though. So is
Yeah.
rude is
It's-
inherently bad.
I wouldn't say rude. It's sort of like it's like knocking on your door unannounced. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm coming over." You just show up at somebody's house, bop, 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 like, and you're
Yes.
like, could be in your underwear or whatever, and you don't want them
Yes.
to be in your house, even though if they're your friend or family, it's fine. But
Yeah.
that's sort
Well,
of
that's-
the text
and then-
before you call. How I feel.
Before
about
we
that.
say anything else, I want everybody to know we're not the experts. We're just discussing.
Yes. By
Oh,
far,
I am the
we have no
self-appointed
idea what we're
expert.
talking about.
Listen to me.
Yeah, we are
Oh, I
just
guess
regular
Peter's an
people who have different backgrounds, and whoever's watching this, I'm sure you have a different background than what we have. And for
It
example,
just means you're wrong. It's okay.
older people who are pre-cell phones, I mean, the only
Oh.
way to really tell your neighbor that their cows are out is you walk over to the house and you knock on the door.
Right.
But today's day and age,
So
people
what
would be
about
offended by that.
what about the situation of applying for jobs where it's like, oh, just give them a firm handshake and a handwritten
job?
resume and you'll get
Stare
a
in their
job,
eyes.
and give them a, you know,
Ah, dude, I miss
and-
those days. That actually worked. That used to work. Used to just say, "Here's your resume." That's how I got most of my jobs before
But-
LinkedIn era. I
with
would
the
go in.
way- Go
Are
ahead.
you going to interrupt me again?
I'm trying to.
No, not rude at all.
This is one of my quirks of rudeness that I do.
Well, okay, so like,
Kidding.
I don't know. As society grows bigger and bigger, and there's more people on the planet, and
Hmm.
we're, Elon Musk is talking about going to Mars to
Woo!
create a society there because he feels like the Earth is going to kill itself. How do
Well,
we achieve unity amongst?
it's easy. Easy. Get
Doesn't
all the
never happen.
billionaires with their money and say, hey, you're no longer welcome on Earth. You keep ruining everything for everybody. So now you guys are being reassigned. You're getting a new assignment. You're going to Mars. Your job is to colonize Mars and get away from the rest of us normal people who don't make any money.
Yeah, and guess what? As soon as they leave, all of the
All the
people who
markets
own the
collapse.
transport companies are going to be the new billionaire.
Hey, someone stepped right in. I guess we just have to keep telling the new billionaires to leave. I
So
don't know.
you ever have that rules that you're supposed to follow and you don't know why you're supposed to follow them? And you're like, why am I doing
Uh,
this?
yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So to that point, Phil, you asked, how do we get to this utopia where people get along and all this kind of stuff? And I'm thinking that that's almost, I don't know if that can ever happen unless you have this dystopian, like robotic AI thing that enforces all the laws, because each new generation of people that comes up needs to learn from scratch. Otherwise, they're going to get to the end of the line and say, well, why do we have you don't drink Kool-Aid on Wednesdays and like all this nonsense? So,
Well, I think it might be easier than what we think. And let me tell you. So, as the internet becomes more and more available, there's a certain, like, I don't know, society, or what's a good word for it? Like a group of people who think
the
similar ways.
online community.
Yeah, like an online community, right? So as the internet becomes more and more available to the world as a whole, as new generations are exposed to it, they will have access to more and more people from around the world, right?
Hmm.
So, like, it's not uncommon for somebody in, you know, somewhere in Europe to watch people making a podcast in,
Are you
United
trying to
States.
say that people, which I think is already happening because of the globalization and online globalization per se, that people around the world all know the same funny video, so to speak?
Yes, exactly. And
So
therefore, the same funny video, everyone will be able to relate to the similar things.
exactly,
And eventually,
like
so here's
cultural
the
norms and things will come together.
yes.
Is what you're saying?
Now,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and the biggest hurdle to that is societies that don't allow or filter online content to specific things, like governments that will not allow certain content to be presented in their country.
And
Like
why is that a
China
bad
and
thing?
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
why is
not
that
necessarily,
bad?
it's not bad.
It
It's
yeah,
not
well, it's bad
allowing.
because it isn't bad, but the leader of China
I
everywhere
thought
else
we're
in the
not getting
world,
political, Orson.
it's not political.
Oh,
The leader of China everywhere else in the world except China is always compared to Winnie the Pooh just because of how he looks,
oh,
right? And so it's
Not
like the
John Cena.
meme, not John Cena, no.
You've seen that
So
one, right?
like it's banned over in China on their internet.
gotcha. Oh, I see. Because their
So
leader doesn't want.
my question is, where does censorship come in? Or are people too, how can I word this? Are people too stupid to think for themselves? Because those are the philosophies that, oh, we need to prevent, Nazi propaganda on X because people are too dumb
Oh,
to think for
yes.
themselves, and these movements can, take off, and a 14-year-old will become a whatever, So that's where these countries and governments and everybody stick their finger on the scale and force feed their way of thought and shut down
Interesting.
everybody else.
Yes.
Mm.
Because if a well, I mean, you'll hear TikTok fads that are like dangerous.
Don't eat the Tide Pods.
Don't eat the right.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it comes right back to how do you determine if eating Tide Pods is good?
Yeah.
Oh, so we need to censor it versus
Right.
somebody who wants to save the whales.
So does leaving it open and raw help it self-regulate? I think that's kind of what it does now, but it also sort of veers in
Well,
directions,
so you guys have heard
rabbit
of
holes.
like the dark web, right?
Yeah.
So it's a terrible place. Um, and there's all sorts of terrible things on it. Yet at the same time, there are individuals and groups that will go around and they will bring down all these other terrible things whenever they're found. So now the thing is, like, the internet that everybody sees is like, it's like an iceberg. You get like 10% of the internet. The rest is just everywhere else. So there's all sorts of things that are out. And we do, as a society, regulate things on a couple of levels. Like, one, we personally regulate like things we do, and then on a second and third level is like a government level. That's when censorship is happening, and over time I would say things are becoming more and more censored. And it's kind of frightening because it is not the way. Whoever's in charge, it is not the way. When someone says something that you don't agree with, the worst thing you could ever do is cut them off. Like, just delete them, because you've proven right there that they might be right, because you won't let them speak. And when people are not allowed to speak, then
So
problems
there's
happen.
there's a danger to this philosophy, and that is when the emperor is who has no clothes and everybody, how do I say this? When the emperor has no clothes and everybody's pointing it out. Like the emperor thinks they're in charge and then we're their peons, and suddenly they figure out that everybody realizes that they aren't wearing their clothes anymore.
I'm not following.
You know the
Something about
story, right?
no.
You
Yeah,
know
the
the emperor
emperor's
who,
new clothes. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
Where
know the
some
story,
guy
right,
was
Phil?
knitting clothes,
Yeah,
and
and
there
he was
wasn't nothing.
they were invisible, and they made all these invisible clothes, and the emperor thought he was wearing the fanciest thing, and everybody knew he was naked, but they're like, "Oh yeah, this looks perfect," and
They're like, "This is great.
yeah.
Someone record this. We need to put it up on the internet later and incriminate him."
Oh,
So the point is, when the people wake up to things and they challenge the government's authority, when does the government snap back and say, "Hey, you guys can't start overthrowing things"?
That's when the people stand up.
Yeah, but they want to prevent that, right? So what? When do they get? When do they start preventing it?
Like, when does the government get involved?
Yeah,
When a voice of reason or a voice starts rising to power, that's when they
yeah.
usually go in
So
and
like,
put it down. Like, if you look
it,
in history, you have like Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, even Martin Luther King as well. But Martin Luther King Jr.,
yeah,
what happened to him?
yeah.
He got taken out because he was teaching us, uh, you know, hey, it doesn't matter what we look like. We can all get along.
yeah. Unify.
Yeah.
You know what else? Also, speaking of unity, I wanted to talk about what things outside of human control cause unity,
How do you mean?
aka
What's an example?
hurricanes, volcanoes, tornadoes,
Oh, natural disaster.
natural disasters. Do those cause unity, and why?
Unity with who? People?
Your community.
It's the enemy of my enemy is my friend, more or less. Whether that be
Yeah.
another country, like there could be vicious political parties, but we get invaded by somebody and we're like, okay, we're friends now. Let's take on this bad guy. Or if the aliens came, it's like Independence Day. It's a perfect example. Right?
Yes, correct. So would it take an alien invasion for the humanity as a whole to unify?
The movie Independence Day states it would.
Yeah.
Because without a see, that's an interesting point. Without a common enemy,
Mhm.
everybody else becomes an enemy of some kind because they're all trying to get ahead.
Yes. So this is
Interesting.
interesting. So what if you have the polar opposite of what you're saying? What if you have utopia? You see people find ways to hate each other?
Hmm.
The long-haired people and the whatever-eyed people, you know what I mean? Like the bearded men versus the bald men, or it's just all kind of stuff.
The
Yeah.
pigs that walk on 4 legs versus 2 legs.
Or
Yeah.
the Earth dwellers and the Mars dwellers.
Oh, yeah.
We know how that's gonna work. Yeah, we're always gonna blame Mars for all of our problems.
How
Well,
long is it
and
going to take for humanity to go to war against the Mars people?
well, Mars people are going to be like Total Recall, where they're all corroded and
Be
morphed
like
into
the
something.
Expanse, right?
All covered with lesions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's okay. So, it doesn't sound like there's really any clear path to unity unless everyone has something to unify
But
for.
Unity's boring. Think about it. If everybody's getting along, it's like nothing to do. You get
We
bored.
know who the next person to cause lots of trouble is. Drew. I don't know. I think that's a dangerous thought. I think you might be dangerous. I think we might need to censor your opinion.
What's the meme? I want problems. Always.
Well, okay, going back to our villains podcast, we actually already talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
There's the villains can convince a group of people in an apocalyptic setting.
Mm-hmm.
They unify them all because they give them work to do. They give them challenges or something to focus on.
It's the camping video. Why do people go make themselves miserable on purpose? And yet it's fun,
Camping.
right?
It's the experience.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's the misery. The misery makes the memory, I suppose.
Misery makes company.
The misery could make company or no company.
I don't even know what are we talking about?
We are losing it.
We're in inception of rabbit holes right now.
Hey. Well, here's a question for you, Phil.
All right, shoot.
What is your latest rabbit hole that you've gone down? And what caused you to go down it?
Um, what if I haven't gone down it yet?
Oh, but you're
You're
about
afraid to go down it?
Yes, I'm afraid to go down it, but I really
Oh.
want to. It's something that I've wanted to do forever, and I feel like my entire adult life has prepared me for doing it, but I, for whatever reason, can't actually start.
He wants to be an actor.
No.
Okay,
You wanna go skinny
what
dipping?
is it?
Okay, so I'm a gamer, and I play on computer, which uses primarily a keyboard and mouse. Now, for a long time, there are things like joysticks. There's gaming controllers, or there's even a throttle or a steering wheel and pedals, right? So those
Yeah.
are some variations of input other than a keyboard and mouse. But I want to take it to the next level, and I've even attempted to start a YouTube channel series on this. I have wanted to build a simulator with all the buttons and switches and stuff that I could use to interact with various different games, like space games or tank games, stuff like that. So I now have all of the means to do it. I just don't ever get around to doing it, even though I think it would be super cool and super fun to do it. So why is that? Why can't I just find time to
Well,
do it?
running a YouTube, so you're it's two things you want to do, right? You want
Yes,
to make a new input, but then you want to make a channel with it.
not necessarily the channel. I think the channel is just like a byproduct of like being able to share with people the fun thing that I'm doing. But
But
mostly,
how much easier would it be if you just cut that out, right? You just cut out the expectation of like showing it off right away.
currently, I'm not wanting to do that. Or sorry, I'm not wanting to film it. I just want to
Yeah.
build it, and
And
then
then show
once
people.
it's working, maybe have a video that's like, "This is what I built."
Do you think the YouTube part of it is the motivation?
To build it,
Meaning, yeah, because if you're building something and
I don't
sharing
know.
it, you feel like it's like you have an audience. If you have an audience, or you're like it's sort of like you're not alone, sort of feeling.
Right.
If you're by yourself and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it.
I
There's nobody
think
watching me.
the word you're looking for is validation.
Yes, yes, validate exactly,
I want to
exactly.
feel that's something important to me, and so by creating it, yes, I have found throughout my entire life building things, creating fun stuff, just be like, "Hey, look what I made," and as a validation. So,
Right.
um,
So how does it feel when they go, "Oh, that's dumb"? Because there are those people that
well,
say those things.
yes, it sucks because the worst though is not when they see the completed thing and say it's dumb. It's when you're like half building it and they're like, "This thing sucks." Well, yeah, because it's not finished yet.
Mhm.
How often have you gotten halfway through a project and they're like, they don't see the same vision as me? Like, I
Mhm.
can see everything from start to finish and all planned out in my head.
Yeah. You're doing an interesting approach because what sounds like you're doing is you're innovating something like a new, like it's been done, but in your scenario, it's a new frontier. It's not like you're installing a new part, right? Like if you installed a
Correct.
new part on a car or a mower, you can say, oh, I watched this video, I followed it, my mower starts.
Yeah.
So that's your quote validation, but you're sort of going into the void, right? So it's a little
Correct.
more chaotic, I think, right?
And so, but the reality of actually doing it is really simple because all I need is keyboard keys
Hmm.
and just like 3D print a bunch of like panels and then like build the thing so it looks kind of like you're in a cockpit of sorts, um,
Right.
a flight simulator or whatever. Where you're, I don't know. Like I said, I've been watching The Mandalorian, and anytime that he like operates the spaceship,
Hmm.
he's like flick, 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 plop, plop,
Oh
engage.
yeah. Those are cool.
You know what? That's the kind
Yeah.
of like experience that I want when I'm gaming. I don't want to just sit there and like move a
I
mouse
think
around and like click on the keyboard.
Oh, so
like
you want to
Microsoft,
do one of the actual like aviation training where you get in, you
yeah.
flip
Sort
the
of.
flip switches.
I was just gonna say, like a real flight simulator, they have a button for everything you can see. So you could
Yes,
actually make it a trigger for everything. But
correct. That's what I want
you'd
to do.
have to, space games, you may have to, I don't know how you're gonna get all the buttons for everything.
Buttons suck though. Don't use buttons. Use toggles
Oh yeah.
where you can like
Those are
flip them
nice.
down and flip
Well,
them
I've
up.
actually 3D designed my own toggle for a keyboard
Mm.
button.
What? So you like flip it and it makes the keyboard active
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something?
You flip the you flip it one way, and then it pushes the button, and so when you flick it again the other way, it pushes the button again. Because a lot of video games, the controls are that way, where you push the button and it turns on, and then you push the button again and it turns off. It's like a toggle.
Mm.
So if you 3D print a switch that just has like a little bump on the bottom, so when it
Hmm.
flips over, it just pushes the button.
Hmm.
I don't know. Anyways, um,
Yeah. Some there's a strategy I do when I do these sort of unknown or even a very complex engine repair. Before doing anything, I look up exactly how to do it. I get every single tool that I'm going to use all lined up, every fluid, every gasket. basically I simulate going through all of it. So when it comes time to actually do it, it's just like step 1, steps 2, step 3, you know what I mean?
The problem is
So
I don't know, like the thing that I want to build has never been built before. And
yeah.
so I
But
don't know what tools and gaskets and
well,
fluids
yeah,
and
but I mean,
whatever.
what you
So
can
that's the
do
Wait a
crazy
is
thing.
second, I'll be right
before
back.
you're sitting there getting overwhelmed, you can get all the
Oh,
steps in order. You know what I mean? So it's like it's overwhelming, but when you're actually doing it, you have spent a week pre-planning all this, like what you could do. And when you go to sit down to do it, it's like, oh, I did step A.1,
yeah,
A.2.
yeah.
And then you can spend another week solving to do B1, B, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to
Well, that's
micro
interesting
step it, like break it down really, really, really small.
because what I could do is just have a single panel of buttons, which I've made and it's
Right.
functional. So now I just need to do like 2 panels or 3 panels.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just break it down super, super small. And like, for instance, if you can build one panel, you can build 50 of them.
Yeah.
As long as you have the processes in place for the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That should be pretty good.
so that's the rabbit hole. Orson apparently is
In a
stepping
rabbit
out.
hole.
Have you gotten any rabbit holes, Drew?
Trying to think. Probably the biggest rabbit hole is I'm trying to think through the future of AI hardware and where it's all going. Um, as everybody's watching the markets go totally insane with all of the AI build out, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's what is it, 2000 whatever .com boom," and I don't think that's going to be the case this round. I think they're going to oversell to some degree, but I think the trend over the next years, and it's hard to think like in 10 years, is this, I don't see how this slows down, because to make this AI compute useful and progressively useful as people use it for more advanced things, it doesn't stop. Where does it stop? It's like you're adding on to the human brain till infinity. Like, where do you say, oh, you're smart enough? There's never going to be AI smart enough. It's just going to keep going. And how does that impact hardware and energy and all kinds of stuff? So that's sort
Well,
of the rabbit hole I'm trying to
one thing
reasonably think of.
somebody, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Orson. Um, there's a number of companies who are investing millions and billions of dollars into research, and that can only last for so long until they have to get a return. And so the bubble comes when companies start going bankrupt.
But what's the alternative to not getting a return? You know what I'm saying? There's like, well, it's hard to, that doesn't make sense what I said, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is like, how do you turn this, the monkey's out of the bag. You're not going to put it back in.
No,
Like, some people
and
may fail at the implementation of what their plan is, sure,
the
but
internet
it's going
never
to be,
fails.
yeah, exactly. There's going to be a pivot. There's going to be a new approach. You're still going to need compute. You know what I mean?
There's a lot
And
of companies though that didn't make it.
and the AI, I mean the .com, yeah, for sure, or even the AI stuff. So maybe it's parallels, but I think it's exponentially crazier, in my opinion.
There's a
So,
lot of news out of Wisconsin about data centers, and all of the local communities are like,
did
no.
you see the one in, I think, Utah they put in? There was a
Yeah.
huge uproar. So something very interesting that I didn't understand about these data centers is, there's power and water, but the one thing that blew my mind that I didn't realize is as big a deal as it is. And I found this when I was doing my, crypto mining venture, when I was building a bunch of ASIC miners, is the amount of sound pollution that they make is
Hmm.
enormous. Like, you can
Oh,
hear
it's
them far
huge.
away, and they hum really loudly. So
Yeah, there's some towns in Texas where I mean, these people are old and they
yeah,
live out in the middle of nowhere on purpose. and then they had Bitcoin mining operations come in and data
Yeah.
centers come in,
And
and
they hum really
they're
loud.
it is so loud for these poor little communities that
Mhm.
and these are old people, that you know
Yeah. No, they are
and
very loud.
it's
Yeah.
it's so loud that it's affecting their health.
Yeah. That's one of the things I think Microsoft is dealing with. I read somewhere that they're dealing this is one of the side effects that they didn't anticipate that they're trying to solve.
Hmm.
But
Well,
yeah.
it's easy, just soundproof everything, problem solved. Except they're going to spend a lot more money soundproofing every data center.
Yeah,
Why
because
that's
you're not
why that's not.
soundproofing your studio, you're soundproofing
Well,
five
the
city
whole
blocks.
well,
Yeah.
yes, and the reason why it's loud is because it's ventilation. That's the point. They're pushing the hot air out of the facility. So how do you
Mm.
you know what I mean? If you build all your
Oh.
padded walls, you still got to push the air out of the building.
What if they
Maybe through a
pumped it
silencer,
underground?
yeah, something, and then all the worms come out of the ground.
The mutant mole people.
Yeah, and like all the all not hamsters, all the squirrels and snakes and stuff come shaking out of their holes. You wake up the troll that lives under the bridge and all that. Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, sound pollution. That's yeah. I
Yeah, it's
didn't
a huge
realize
problem.
that either because of all of the fans to move air.
Yeah.
Well, and
So
like Bitcoin mining operations, they're just loud in general.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because of the fans,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
why
use
don't
the
they
lowest
water cool
quality
everything
fan. Well, water cooling, you still need fans.
to
And
cool
it's
the
a
water?
it's a huge amount of heat. And that's why they're putting them in like Greenland and stuff. Because it's so cold out there.
Yeah, let's just destroy Greenland now.
Maybe that's why we want to take it over so we can melt it with
Is
data
that the
centers and
goal? We want to build
I
more
mean,
data centers.
that's the most logical goal to me. It's a piece of land that won't melt into the ocean, right? And so you can put all your
But it
data
is
centers there.
melting.
Yeah. But it won't
Well,
melt into the
it won't
ocean, hopefully.
sink in the ocean as the ocean level rises. I've seen where's all that like Venice is sinking and because of the ocean
Venice is sinking,
rising, whatever.
which is
So
interesting. I wonder if they're doing
interesting.
anything to fix it.
So interesting thing about Seattle is I don't know if Venice is sinking because I don't think the ocean level is getting higher. I think the city's just sinking. You can go to Seattle and you can see like the old city that had sunk into the ground over like 100 years. Just because it just the ground it absorbs it into the ground.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm
I
trying.
can't say that's my rabbit hole, but
What would be your rabbit hole?
Yeah. What is your thing you've been thinking about?
me, well, I've
Yeah.
been I'm sorry, Microsoft. I've been reverse engineering the Zune.
That's right.
You're still
How's that
hardcore into
project?
that thing, figuring
How's
that out.
that going?
It's good. I'm waiting on Apple to give me a thumbs up or no, you can't do it that way, and then I gotta go
Is it
and
some app or
reinvent it.
something you're trying to make?
Yeah, I built a Mac OS app. I built a
Mm.
Linux version as well. It's not nearly as good. The
Mhm.
development tools for front end and Linux are kind of, I'm sorry, community, they're a little lacking. Um,
Mm.
you can, I mean, you can. It's just a lot more work.
Yeah.
Linux is all about the CLI.
Yeah, you said something happened to Linux recently, some big
Oh,
problem. What exactly
I don't know
happened?
if we. I, I'm going to put a stop to that just because
Really?
I don't know.
it
Orson will go
was
on
it
and
was
on and on
just
about it.
okay. So
Here we go.
basically,
Buckle
what
up.
it is, buckle up. It's about to get boring.
Hey, I'm interested. I
It's
don't know what it
just
is.
it's just root elevations that they found. So one team found one of them, and it's, I don't know, there's a couple of names for them. One I don't forget because the name is ridiculous, and it was dropped on us on Thursday night or Friday. It's called Dirty
Hmm.
Frag, and I was like, who's coming up with these names? Please stop. And so yeah, where I work, we
Maybe
had
it
to
was
patch
like a
thousands of
foreign
servers.
language that they came up with the name, and then was translated poorly into English.
But I mean, what
Well, it's
actually
possible.
what was actually the problem per se?
Okay, you know how you are on your computer and you have administrative capabilities?
Right?
Okay, so picture a server. So the thing is, you needed access, like physical access to a machine, or at least
Right?
access over, SSH. So if you've already had that, you could run these few commands, and then you're now root super user, and you can
Mhm.
do whatever you want. So
Oh, yeah.
pretty critical.
I have like 3 Linux virtual machines right now, so this is sort of interesting.
Yeah, they're virtual machines. I think you'll be okay. Just
Okay.
don't let
Mm.
other people come into your house and use them, and then I think you'll be okay.
Okay, well, that's the problem, I suppose. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, somebody's starting to vacuum upstairs, so I think I'm going to call it.
All right, sounds good.
I had fun. I enjoyed this podcast. If you guys did too, leave a like. Comment actually is more important to us right now because we want to
Subscribe.
know. Yeah, well, okay, fine. Subscribe if you like, but we want to know your guys' opinions on what has been talked about, and so we can engage with you in conversation. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.
Later.
Bye.